All right, Shalom. Start first by giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Abakakwadash, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And greetings, salutations, and blessings to the elect, those that give their life and diligence and freedoms to push this word to earn their salvation. All right, Shalom. Unto you. This will be part 2 of this video because I don't know, I was recording it and the other half of the video went away, so it just seemed like a pretty good place to pick up and continue the video. You know, I'm not gonna be angry and do the whole video over. Just gonna evolve the video into something else, something new. A brother sent me this screen recording app, and so far it's pretty good. I'm just not used to it, so I guess when I thought I was recording the whole second half of this video, I wasn't. So anyway, without further ado, I'll just evolve this lesson into a different lesson, or into something more than what it was before. Okay, and basically the first video was about the unicorn. Okay. The fantasticalness of the unicorn in the scriptures. People mock and scoff about the unicorn, that they're not real. There's no scientific evidence of it and all this and that. Well, that's all right. If you want to know sciences, go right into the book, because the Bible can be used for science. Okay, let's start by saying that the Bible can be used for science. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play the first few minutes of this video. Let me start this up. I'm going to play the first few minutes of this video. All right. I'll go a little more than that.
Why does the Bible mention unicorn? If you look up the word unicorn in the Webster's New World Dictionary, it says a unicorn is a mythical horse-like animal with a single horn growing from its forehead. This is a depiction of a unicorn. This animal is mythical. It's fictional. It's make-believe. Not real. There's none of these alive today, and no scientist has ever found a fossil of one, and yet unicorns are mentioned in the Bible 9 times in the books of Numbers, Deuteronomy, Job, Psalms, and Isaiah. And so because of this, people like to scoff at the Bible and say things like this.
So, now if you believe in God, you believe in unicorns, which is fantastic. Believe in unicorns, which is fantastic.
If we're going to use the Bible for science, we've got some tough things to explain. But
I'm going to just get that, because I let it slip past. I let it slip past, but I didn't fully acknowledge that the first time in the past video, so I'm going to acknowledge it on this one. Okay. Oops. So I'll acknowledge it on this video, which is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 17. I'll start. It says, "For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are." Because what does science mean? It breaks down, I believe, to know. I believe is how you break down science. It means to know, right? I could be wrong. I forgot the full breakdown of that word, but not to spend a lot of time on that. But anyway, it says, "For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made, the operation of the elements." This is sciences, okay? How the world was made, the creation, because everything was made of the elements. When you go into Genesis, the first chapter, when it talks about the water, those are the elements, okay? That you make compounds of those elements, and it becomes the form of what it makes. Like H2O, you put 2 hydrogen and an oxygen together, and that makes water, okay? A liquid substance, okay? So on and so forth. It says, what is it? It says, in the operation of the elements, the beginning, end, and midst of times. Okay, that's history, which ending, which is the future, prophecy, and the midst of time, the times we're in. The alterations of the turning of the sun. That's not astrology. What's that called? Astronomy, because it's going to say more about astronomy in here. The change of seasons, well, actually, the turning of the sun it has to do with the science of meteorology, because the turn of the sun determines the season, the changes of seasons. Okay, wintertime, springtime, it's closer to the earth at one point than the next. All of that's set perfectly to have that full range of season. Okay, the tilt of the earth, all of that's set not to keep a certain balance where it's the same all the way around, but it's tilted to where the sun is closer to your hemisphere than it is in the other times. Okay. Anyway, it says where am I at? It says the circuits of years and the position of stars. I said astronomy. Right. It says the natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds. Right. Meteorology, violence of winds, circuits of years, and position of the stars. I said that already. Living creatures, when you start going to the sciences of the animals. Okay. It said reasonings of men, psychology. Okay. The diversity of plants. I believe that's I can't think of what that one is, but basically you go and you find out the different not horticulture. It's something, I forgot the name of that one, the ology of that one. It says the virtues of roots, right, and all such things that are secret or manifest, them I know. All right, those are all a list of the sciences right there. Okay, that the Bible can be used for science. Okay, but man's wisdom, and the one thing that I'll say this, the one thing that you can't put a stamp on, which is the problem with this carnal man, talking about Esau, Edom in the Bible, and a lot of you other people that have learned from him, is that there's this thing called faith in the Bible, and you can't put a stamp on faith, and you can't put a stamp on Yahweh, which is the Most High God. Okay, you can't limit them into your own frame of understanding. Okay, His ways are unsearchable. Okay, all right, and that's why because what is faith? The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It's intangible. Esau only knows carnal things. He can only use what's tangible to him. All right, moving on.
What are you going to do about unicorns? Are mentioned 8 times in the Bible. I want to tell you what, we have never found a fossil of a unicorn.
By the way, where are the unicorns that are referred to in the Bible? Where are those?
Well,
either in the fossil
video
record
1 broke that down.
See one of those. Another one of those interesting tests that continues to get failed. Well, if you get an old 1828 Noah Webster's dictionary, which is the very first edition dictionary that Webster came out with about 200 years ago, and if you look up the word unicorn, it says that unicorn is an animal with one horn, the monoceros. This name is often applied to the rhinoceros. Notice how this definition says absolutely nothing about a horse. It says nothing about a horse-like animal or a mythical animal or a fictitious creature. It says absolutely nothing about Greek mythology whatsoever, but rather it says that this is a name that is often applied to the rhinoceros.
All right, that's good enough for that. Okay, get a nice little image up here or something for you to look at. All right. All right. So
this animal is...
all right, so yeah, so but from here what we're going to do is that broke down what the unicorn is, right? You can't find it. Now you watch the rest of video 1. I guess I'll go back and label video 1, but video 1 to see the full breakdown of the unicorn. But I want to kind of tap into that with the spoiler, so to speak, of it is right here in the book of Job. All right, because the unicorn is the internet. All right, go on video 1 and check that out, and come back to this video. All right. So, but I'm gonna pick up in Job anyway. Job chapter 39, verse, and I read this in the first video. Job 39, verse 11. It says, "Will thou trust him because his strength is great, or will thou leave labor to him?" The heavy lifting is done by the unicorn, the internet, because you hear about the stories of the apostles, talking about the apostles at Great Millstone, that they actually have to go to the library and check out books and copy pages out of books and study the information and break down some of the languages and then be referenced to another book and hope this other library had it, or this top university is the only copy in the region that has it, or in America that has it, and they have to go see what's in these books. Well, now with Google, you can Google anything. I'm yet to be for Google to say something like Siri, like, "Oh, sorry, we don't have that." If it can comprehend the question, to me, it's funny, because if you can phrase the question right with Google, you can get an answer. All right, even if that answer just leads you to a better question, that will lead you to a better answer. All right. So, but it says, "Will thou trust him because his strength is great?" Okay, and the brother said in the video, like I referenced before, you got to have a strong signal, signal to be able to use this internet. All right. Or will thou leave the labor to him? We didn't have to go around the world planting the seed face to face to man. We can do it face to face over the internet with images, with words. In split seconds, you can click on a video and be right there in another land, learning like you're standing in front of the camp with the brothers, man. That's how I learned. I didn't have to go to New York to see the apostles. I watched it. Me and my cousin sat there and watched it, like, oh, we got to move to New York. And they was like, don't move to New York. Start over there and put these videos up. And then you start seeing camps popping up everywhere doing just that. All right? It says, will thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed? And I broke down, I believe I read that scripture. Let me see. Now let me get it. Let me get it. Because the brother read it, and I'm gonna pick up right there and I'm gonna read it again. But I'm gonna just roughly paraphrase it though, without getting the whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna just get the first part of the scripture. This is Deuteronomy 33, verse 17. His glory is like the firstling of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them he shall push the people together. And this internet is what's pushing the people together. Those that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, because the Israelites were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. We can see brothers in different states, different parts of the world, all being pulled together under one power. What's that one power? Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because horn is also an analogy or so, breaks down to the word power. Okay? And that one power, that singular power, right? That unicorn is Yahweh. The source of all power, okay, comes from Yahweh. All right, but he will push all it together. How is he doing it? With this unicorn, okay, with the internet. All right. With them shall he push the people together to the ends of the earth. And they described it as they understood, They described the unicorn as they understood, what it would do. If you look at what it actually is able to do, it has to be the internet. All right. So will thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed? Do you believe that this internet can gather all the nation, the whole the elect of Israel, the 144,000 and the 1/3 of Israel? Because that's what it's doing. If you ain't been watching, it's a household thing to be a Hebrew Israelite, or they even say black Hebrew Israelite. Well, we're not black. We're not black Hebrew Israelites. We're Hebrew Israelites. But we have the spirit of our forefather Israel, and a lot of 2/3 of us don't have that spirit anymore. Even though they're still the flesh and seed of Israel, they gotta learn that after death by pain. Okay, the 2/3. It says, "Will thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed and gather it into thy barn?" What's that barn? In a smaller sense, into this knowledge, okay? But then also in another sense, gather the elect back to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Israel, and coming back together as a people, as a brotherhood as it should be. It was with their wives and women or whatever also. But also gather the elect into the chariots, man, to get deliverance and salvation. Okay? Because this is what we're doing all of this for. Okay? We see occurrences of certain things like UFO sightings, which are the chariots of Israel. We see those things. We see catastrophic events in the weather and in the earth and signs in the heavens, blood moons and eclipses and so on and so forth through this internet. We don't have to be in Indonesia to see the water turn to blood. We don't have to be in Russia to see a big dust storm sweep the countryside. You know, we don't have to be in Haiti to see that there's a massive earthquake there. Because we didn't feel it here, but we can see these images and see the truth in it. Okay. Anyway, from there, let me see where I want to go from there. Yeah, I gotta go to this one. I actually did go to that one and it didn't come up on the video. Book of Ezekiel, because we have to be gathered into this barn, but this is the prophecy. Okay? Prophecy is this had to happen. Ezekiel, wow. Ezekiel chapter 37. I'm gonna start up at verse I'm gonna start at verse 8. Matter of fact, verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and I prophesied. There was a noise, behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews of the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Our people are learning that they're the Israelites, okay? They're coming back together, knowing that they're the 12 tribes of Israel. But the breath of life is still not in you. Just knowing you're an Israelite does not give you the breath of life. This knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, when applied properly, is what will give you that breath of life, okay? The Spirit has to be dealing with you to edify you and to guide you through the Spirit. And that's when you get the breath of life, okay? It says, verse, no, I don't want that one. Verse 10, and I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet in an exceeding great army. And what's that exceeding great army? The elect. Okay, the 144,000 and 1/3. Okay, those are the ones that the breath of life is going to come into. Those are the ones that you're going to see out there on the streets teaching. They're the ones that are going to live every day by the statutes, laws, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. That's not going to falter one day and then do good the next day. And then you're not going to continue to repeat that cycle. They're going to live with complete reverence and fear for Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. Okay? All right? It says, verse 11, it says, and then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts. If you don't notice, go to World Star Hip Hop video, go to World Star, and you'll see how dried up and cut off our people truly are. What are they dried up from? The washing of the word, the wisdom of this word, okay? They're dried up from, they're cut off from the power source, which is Yahweh, through Yahweh Shai, okay? It said those that must worship him in spirit and in truth. Our people are still worshiping Caesar Borgia, calling him Jesus Christ. Our Lord isn't Jesus Christ, nor is he a so-called white man, okay? He's, as he's described in the Bible, as a dark-skinned, woolly-haired man, okay? And his name is Yahweh Shai, okay? That's part of the breath of life, knowing that information and pushing that out to the people, all right, to wake up the elect. The work is plenteous, but the laborers are few. So the laborers being so few, we still have this internet to help us. We still have a unicorn that's taking this word and pushing it out to the people, and it's working, and it's doing just what it said it was going to do. But the 2/3 would not listen. Okay, they're not going to follow that. They're not going to be refreshed. Okay. Let me jump down. Verse 13, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh when I have opened your graves, because it's like Thriller. I always like to equate this to the Thriller, the Michael Jackson music video Thriller, when he had all the zombies coming up out the graves and coming up out the sewer drains and the manholes and all of that, and they pop locking and all. Well, that's what's happening to Israel. We're coming up and we're rejoicing in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, okay? Because we were dead. Like you go into Lamentation, we have seen it, that day has come. Just to see that called perfection and the excellence of beauty. If I know, I roughly paraphrase that, but they have destroyed our nation. And we have Yahweh has allowed us to be destroyed, okay? Because we didn't keep our end of the bargain, to follow all the statutes, laws, and commandments. And we kept backsliding over and over and over, all right? To where he just cut us off. But he gave us a way to get back through the sacrifice of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, okay? Anyway, reading on, it says, but you have to believe all the things that happened. Like he was resurrected. You have to remember you have to believe all those things. And he got the victory over death, and we can get the victory over death. Because we're going to be met with death. Okay? We're going to be met with death before the elect get beamed up out of here. We're going to be met with it. Okay? The opportunity, and I've seen it when I came into this truth. I was met with death. Okay? The opportunity to be killed in that moment. All right. And I wasn't, so I'm, you don't have to convince me that Yahweh is real. All right. And it was after I heard of the truth. That's how I came in. I heard about it. And then I tried to go off and do, worldly nigga ass shit. I got to say it as stanky as possible. And boom, nearly met death. A cop came on the wrong side of the street and tried to kill me and crash my car and kill me in a car accident on the other side of the street. Right. So that's just quick testimony. Anyway, back in it says, and ye shall, it says, 13 again says, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live. Okay, just like Adam. When that breath was entered into Adam, that's when he became a living soul. Okay, it says, and I shall place you in your own land, and then ye shall know that I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord Yahweh. The word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it, for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Take another stick and write upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. That's not talking about the book of Mormon, okay? That's not talking about that. Another video for another time, though. It says, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. That's pushing the nation back together. Because there was a split after King Solomon came out of power. Okay, there was a split. The kingdom was divided into the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Okay, yeah, that's good for that. So that's just. But the internet is and the word through the internet is what's making this possible. Okay, bringing the people together. The stick, and the stick is just a list of the 12 tribes coming back together as one nation. All right, from there we want to go to Daniel. Yeah, I do want to go to Daniel. It's this way. Book of Daniel, chapter 12. Start at verse. I'm gonna read verse 1. Might as well read it down. I got a little more time today. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up. Michael the archangel, the great prince that standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Hey, there's never going to be a time like this to where an angel has to come down to protect us, literally come down to protect us from being killed. But he's only going to protect the elect. He's not protecting the whole nation. All right. Because through the elect will the whole nation be brought back through reincarnation in that process. Another video for another time. It says, and many of them that sleep, excuse me, I'll skip some. It says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. And that's what this internet has done. That's what this unicorn has done. It is waking up the people. And then it's making bringing the people together, okay? Because when I gave another testimony in the part that got cut off yesterday, was about growing up in the West Coast, especially in Southern California. This whole black and brown thing, man. It was always blacks versus Mexicans. Okay, it was always that going on, and I was like, man, I got some really close Mexican friends, but when these riots or whatever at these schools or the tension would kick up, we kind of had to be like, hey, from afar, like, hey, what's up, We couldn't be seen out there being cool still, even though we still were. All right, because it was just such tension. So I never thought that this would come together. But still in LA, the LA camp when I was originally from, you can see that the spirit was there. That these people are coming and gathering together, the blacks and the browns in a city that doesn't really accept that. Okay, I remember in the LA camp when there were no Hispanics, Spanish speaking Hispanics. There was no Issacharites in the camp. Now it's flourishing, and it's not just in LA. It's all over the four corners. Okay, Chicago, New York. There's all types of cities that got it going. Okay, I believe Denver got it. All over. All right, because we're scattered and everybody's coming back together, man. It's a beautiful thing. All right, as it should be, because we're the greatest nation on the planet. Okay, and the unicorns was bringing us back together. Anyway, it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Yeah, because some of them are gonna be some of you gonna be condemned by this same word, man. 2/3 got to get condemned, but the sifting process has to happen. The sifting within Israel has to happen. All must know this knowledge, but a lot of you gonna fall through the cracks. Okay, but not a least grain of the elect is gonna fall through. Then you go into the broader sense of the sifting scripture parable. We're gonna sift all nations to keep the Israelites that are confusion of faces. Okay, and all the heathen gonna fall through. All right. Anyway, it says, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. And the book has been closed. That's why you guys are around searching out the records of a mythical horse-like creature with a single horn on his forehead. Okay, you're looking for something fantastical, but guess what? This whole internet system is fantastical in itself. All right, but it's an actuality. We have proof. I'm uploading this video at the end, Lord willing, to this same internet. All right, this technology is about to say it, and many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. This internet has an increased knowledge, but the knowledge of creating the internet means knowledge had to have been increased to create it. Okay, that's how you know we're in the end times. All right. And so there was this great uprising through the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that was pushed through this internet, so-called the unicorn. All right. So I'm going to keep going. Yeah, let me go to, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what he broke that down to. So now I'm going to go to the book of, let's go to Obadiah. Okay, go to the book of Obadiah. Always a good book to go to. If I could, every lesson I do, I would love to go to the book of Obadiah to condemn you Edomites. Okay. Anyway, straight to the point. No, I gotta do some other stuff in here. Obadiah is only one chapter. We'll start up at verse. Okay, yeah. I'm going to start at verse 3. It said, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, and saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Now, I learned all of this information via the internet. Okay? Meaning like Mount Seir, which is Petra in Jordan, okay, which the word Petra means rock, okay, in the clefts of the rock. You go to images and you can put through the spirit the columns and all of that's built there at Petra. go with the same Roman and Greek columns, okay, of that time into the same columns in the United States and where these Edomites rule at today, in Washington and wherever else in their major buildings, okay, the White House and state capitals and so on and so forth. The same architecture by the same people, because they know what they like and that's what they like. All right, but through the Spirit you can see that that's the same people. All right, it says whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? You can see the great pride of this man, believing he's never going to come out of power. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, who calls himself the eagle. Okay. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, trying to go all up into space, checking out other planets, the backside of the moon. That's China that did that. But America swear that they've been to the moon. They swear that they've been, the man has been on the moon. They swear they've been out to all these planets looking around, you know, with cameras and whatever, robots or whatever else. Okay. It says, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And when they went into space, that's when their decline happened. As you watch a video talking about these Edomites, forgot who posted it, but they're talking about Vocab Malone and a few other Edomites trying to debunk the Bible. They were saying debunk the Hebrew Israelites from being the real children out of the Bible. You know, they were saying this is a new cult that only came up in the late 60s, early 70s, and until now. Well, that's when you were getting brought down. Okay, you were coming out of power. That's when this knowledge for us and the Spirit was starting to bring us up out of these graves. All right, just like the book said it would, proving that we were dead. Now we're waking up to who we are, and we're the ones that fit the prophecies of the Israelites. We're the ones that with all the curses of the Israelites. We didn't have to, like, I heard stories of my grandmother telling me that she picked cotton, the stories that she saw of plantation life. Okay, but now we just go to this unicorn, click in a search of slavery, and who pops up first? Cotton picking slavery. Okay, what pops up? You Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians picking cotton. And then don't get it twisted. The Northern Kingdom was in their own form of slavery, whether it was tobacco fields, whether it was sugarcane fields. Everybody had to do with this thing. Okay, cornfields, whatever. Everybody was oppressed together, and the scriptures say that where Israel and Judah were oppressed together. All right, we weren't oppressed together in Babylon the first time. We're oppressed together in New Babylon. All right, this Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, it says I'm gonna jump down to verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up? Through the internet. That's why I gotta go there now. Yep, and it's written up this way. But it's just how the Spirit moves. Let's see if I can get there. 2 Thessalonians. Yep, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Start with verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means. And we've been deceived believing that this so-called white man was the real Jew. Believing he was a real child of God because who they call Jesus Christ looks like him. Okay, so we believe that their people and they're calling themselves the Jews. So we believe that they're the real children of God. They got all the blessings. They got all the position in the earth. All right. Though that never felt right in my spirit, even as a kid, it was just something that was accepted. I just wrote it off as I didn't understand. But, you know, no big deal. I'm just living the life as it is at this moment. But now, since I've been awoken to the truth, you see the real truth in the whole big situation. You know, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. And we fell away. You look at how destroyed our people are. The only way that our people could be completely destroyed is if the Most High God did it, allowed it to happen on purpose. Okay? Unless he allowed it to happen on purpose. And he allowed it to happen on purpose. But then you see him bringing us back also. All right? It says, which was prophecy to know who we truly are. It says, and that man of sin be revealed. And he should repent that he allowed this internet to get as large as it is. But he gained a lot of power through this internet, but it also is taking a lot of power from him with the same internet / unicorn. Okay. It says, the son of perdition, and he the son of perdition, the son of destruction. The word perdition means destruction. Okay. He is the son of destruction. He's the one that's bombing the whole earth for power. He's the one that's killing people to seize their goods over in that land, their natural resources in that land. Okay, to set up his embassies in all those lands, to gain certain positions on the chessboard. Okay, it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High God. If it ain't this man, he first put up his image as God and the Lord. Okay. He sets the rules in the earth like they're biblical laws. Okay. Job the 9th chapter, the 24th verse says, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. The number one judge is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They're the 1 and 2 judges upon the earth. The top judge being Yahweh Shai. Yahweh, and then the judge of the earth on the earth was Yahweh Shai. Okay, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. He's gonna come back and truly judge the world. Okay, in righteousness. If not, where and who is he? And it was a mystery before, where and who is he? But with this internet, we can Google and search what this man does. Okay, with all these smartphones and camera phones, things are being recorded, proving who this man is, showing him in the rawness of his spirit. Before, if you catch him on the right moment, you might get a glimpse of something. But he taken those white sheets off, so to speak, right, and cleaned himself up to a point where you couldn't tell if he was racist or evil or wicked or not. You wasn't quite sure, but now he's in full swing now, showing exactly who he is to the earth. Donald Trump is a great personification of Esau. With all the things he's doing to the world and the earth and his aspirations in the earth to make America great again. Okay? Yeah, he's creating jobs, but there are a lot of low-level jobs, though. The funny thing about it is, I don't know if you people realize that he's creating these jobs that are paying. They are jobs, but they're paying you about the same wage as welfare. About the same, but dude, man, you guys aren't paying attention. But you shouldn't be getting a damn handout anyway. This place has to go down for better to come. Okay? Period, point blank. America has to be that tyrant in the earth so the world will destroy it. Okay? So in World War III, so Yahweh Shai can come back. Excuse me. So Yahweh Shai can come back and set righteousness upon the earth again. All right? Or that is worshipped so that he, as the Most High God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. The Illuminati sit in that high place, pulling the strings of the earth, of all the things that happen in the earth. Okay? Showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not, and he's ruling for the elite rich, which are only the elite rich. Back home. Okay? The elite rich are you so-called white people. I'm always gonna bring up this, you call it a joke. Chris Rock told, he said, I live in a prestigious neighborhood. It's me, Mary J. Blige, and Jay-Z live in this neighborhood. Right? We're the black people that live in this neighborhood. The guy that lives next to me is just a white dentist. He can afford, as a dentist, he can afford to live next to superstar, famous black people. Wait, he has to work. You don't understand. These Edomite has to work. To live next to our most famous people. All right? That's a low-level Edomite. All right? Next to our highest level of Israelite. All right? So you can figure it out. The high-level elite don't have to do that. Anyway, it says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. What was withheld is the evidence of who this man is, the proof of seeing his handiwork in wickedness, okay? But this internet, this unicorn is what's making all of this possible to see. Man, this is the damn devil. He's just shooting down random black men. Any car pull over, anytime you get pulled over, yeah, we in the so-called black community will talk about that. Oh shit, the cop pulled over, you nervous because their life could end right now. When you see those, some men will run from the cops, making it worse because they're afraid to die. Because just for a tail light out or bad registration or a speeding ticket, you could end up dead dealing with cops. Okay, that was the personification. That's the curses, but that was how we felt about it. Okay, that's how you feel about being pulled over or about these Edomites being revealed in this time, because now there's the Facebook Lives and all these other things that go on over the internet that show you exactly what's going on. Okay, and there's other things that have been hid, but guess what? We've seen enough. We can cut it off now. We've seen enough. If you don't know that Esau, the so-called white man that the Bible speaks of, you're gonna die with him. Okay, you're gonna get punished right along with this man. All right. It says verse 7, and this is the time for him to be revealed. He couldn't be revealed in previous times because he had prophecy to fulfill. His wickedness has to be fulfilled first. His end of the deal and the things that he has to play out have to be fulfilled as well. But now is that time where you can see, we're going to watch him do all of his wickedness. When in the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter, we said he will come down with great wrath, that we have to witness that. For you regular jakes out there that don't have a breath of life in you, to understand that this man is the damn devil the Bible speaks of. Okay? He has to be revealed as that. It says, for the mystery of iniquity do already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And he's going to consume this man with the spirit of his mouth. And that's what we're out there doing. That's why he's out there making these videos against the Hebrew Israelites. If it wasn't true, he wouldn't give a damn. But you low levels are trying to go out on GMS hunts, Israelite hunts, GMS coon hunts. You're trying to find ways to, you're making hit lists. It's not a hit list. I'm just depicting vocab. We know what you did. It's now, you can be used as a tool. The same way, the starter kit for going off the grid is in the movie Red Dawn, the '84 version with Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen. They ran down a list of things that you would need to live off the grid, or if everything's shut down, right? Well, when you documented the one West Israelites, guess what you did? You made a hit list for the men of the Lord. For somebody to go, whether you did it intentionally or not, it doesn't matter. You fulfilled that. You created that situation, all right? To where somebody can look at it and say, okay, we're going to go get this, ISUPK, IUIC, GOCC, GMS. We're going to go get all these groups. Sakari, we're going to go get all these One West derived groups. And you gave the blueprint on how to identify one of them. Like, there's not more than just One West schools talking about Israelites, all right? It's quite all right, though, because you can't pluck us up out the hand. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, it said, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. But now we're able to see these powers and signs and lying wonders to see that this is attributed to this so-called white man. Okay? We're talking about you high level. We're not talking about you low levels. The sad part is a lot of you jakes out there that are confusing the face think you're really that other nation. There's a lot of you, if you go into the history of the Dark Ages, which we didn't have to live through it and write a book and go back and read the book. We actually can go on the internet and read accounts of other people that wrote it down in previous lifetimes. Okay, of the Dark Ages, proving that we're those people. There's paintings of the Dark Ages of when we ruled Western Europe for a period of over 1,000 years and had you Edomites in subjection, running up into the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, There's accounts of all of these things. Of Robin Hood, of the real Robin Hood being a dark-skinned man, Romeo and Juliet being dark-skinned. Okay? And how are we finding out this information? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua leading us and navigating us through this unicorn to find this information. All right? Prime example. Matter of fact, let me get it. Let me pause this right quick. All right. Should be back on. Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat. A big biblical prophecy. A big biblical historical thing. Well, look, I Googled this, and now we can see that there's images of Noah's Ark right there on Mount Ararat, right where the Bible says it, proving that this Bible is true. Okay? Look, if it did nothing else, it gave hope to us Israelites, okay, that this book is true. If it did nothing else, if there's not a historical fact or whatever, it gave us proof that, look, what can create this? You also look up the pyramids in Central and South America, and guess what? You see that they're modeled differently, but there's only a few places on the earth with there's pyramids. All right, that's in Egypt, and then you come over here to Egypt again. All right, Egypt again is where these are at now. You know, North, Central, and South Americas. All right, but this gives us proof that this book is real. And how do we look this up? I didn't have to go to the tops of Mount Ararat to find Noah's Ark. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to go there. You see? Nobody had to go way up there. We just have to go on the unicorn and search it out. All right? Let me go back. All right. Just a couple more scriptures and I'm going to close out. Okay? But, yeah, let me just go straight to it. Matthew 24th chapter. Okay, Matthew chapter 24, and I'm going to start up a little bit. But this had to be done, and there's no time to live and then hop on a boat or hop on a plane and go all of these places. Generally, because the Israelites are so far on the bottom of society, we don't have the money to jet set all across the world, pushing this word out like the apostles did back in the day, like Paul did, going to these other lands, checking on these churches, sending out epistles. We have e-epistles that go right over the unicorn. Okay? But this work still has to be done, and we have to have faith and believe that the unicorn could do it. You know? So when the apostles at Great Millstone, somebody came up with the brilliant idea, hey, let's put through the spirit, hey, let's put this on the internet. That's when the wake up began to happen in 2007. Okay, the first fruit started waking up in 2007. All right, and now you see in 2019 how far and how great and how vast that this has been growing. All right, in just a 12-year period. All right, Matthew chapter 24. Verse 14, it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world. How could that happen if not by the internet? Nobody has the time to go to every last part of this land, of this earth, and check to see who's an Israelite and who's not, who's not. You pull yourself into it, okay? When the spirit, excuse me, because if we go over there and you're not ready to wake up, and we leave, then you be like, oh yeah, but I wasn't paying attention when y'all were here. This internet is on 24 hours a day. You can always go back and watch videos and wake up and learn. You could click on it one day, because that's what happened to me. After that car accident, I was watching, but then I moved back to Louisiana with my kids and everything, and I got injured. Okay, and so I was sitting there. And I found myself in front of the internet, searching different things, and all of a sudden, boom, Israelite videos start popping up. Then, as they were popping up, I'm like, this isn't the ones I remember. So I called my cousin who had been continuously watching who showed me, and boom, he gave me a couple links. Boom, watching Dallas. Okay, Dallas is out there. He showed me the New York page. Okay, showed me the who else had a page back then? He showed me Nate's page. He showed me HODC 12. He showed me all of them other pages. Nathaniel 7. He showed me those pages and the breakdowns, and you learn things, and then eventually it started thinning down. Then the other camps started. Then Chicago was up, and Florida was up, and Louisiana was up, and eventually LA popped up, and I was like, "Yep, I'm moving back to LA anyway, so that's where I need to be." And that's the way it worked out. The water Yahweh Shem Yahshua, call all Yahweh Shem Yahshua. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world. And you see it even going as far as these other countries, man, where brothers is in Germany pushing the word, the Philippines, Puerto Rico, Mexico, South America, all over Alaska, all over the world, that the apostles of Great Millstone didn't trek to. That men of the Lord didn't actually step foot on that land and to push the word. But the word is there. How? The unicorn brought it there, which is the internet. All right. But because this prophecy has to be made true, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached to all in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. As all the nations have to hear this. Even the heathen got to hear this. For one, to sift out the Israelites, the elect of the Israelites that are in those lands. And two, so we can warn the heathen and condemn the heathen of what's coming to them. All right. And I'm going to finish up with this scripture that I pulled out, because this is, this unicorn is doing the heavy lifting, man. Okay. Yeah, right here. The unicorn has done the heavy lifting of this process that I'm about to read. This is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and they shall fish them. The unicorn is the fishing pole, man, or shall I say it's the lake or the river of which you fish out of. All right, it sets it up to where we make these videos with the truth, which is the bait. The word of the Lord is the bait. We cast it over the internet, out there to you people, and those that bite, you get snagged in. We're fishing for the elect, okay? And this unicorn is what's making that possible. All right, this unicorn is that line, that online is what's making this possible, okay? Now I'm not even gonna read the rest of that verse. You guys should know that verse or go read it for yourself. But that was the point that I want to make. So this unicorn is able to search out the deeds of who the true Israelites are and the deeds of the wicked, okay? To prove the prophecy, to give our full faith and belief in this thing. Now we can see that that this white man is about to come down with great wrath, okay? We see the shootings. We see GMS coon hunts. We see this man bugging out. We see the alarming numbers of the statistics of things that are happening. We see the prophecies. We see the signs and wonders in the heavens. Okay, we see the economy crashing. We see world news to where the world is gearing up for World War III. We see the economy collapsing. We see the mark of the beast, RFID chip. All these things we can see through this unicorn, through the internet. Okay, so Lord willing, this was an edifying video. I'm glad I got to do it. Lord willing, it gets posted properly. I hope it's still working. It says it is. Okay, so I'm gonna upload this, Lord willing, to the unicorn, and now the mysteries are being opened up and revealed that we can understand this Bible in its proper time. That this is the end times, and now is high time to wake out of sleep. There's no excuse. This word will be preached 24 hours a day, man. There's no excuse for you not to get it. It's becoming a household thing where you can see it. You're clicking on it, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram or whatever, YouTube, Daily Motion, World Star. It's all over. There's no place that everybody will make an excuse to say I didn't know. Okay, you're choosing to ignore what you did see, what you do know. And if you don't have internet, guess what? You still have had or will have an opportunity to get this word. All right. Anyway, with that, I'm going to close out giving all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth, who were my teachers that I saw via the unicorn and the internet. My eyes shall see thy teachers, and they have edified us on how to live as a man of the Lord with this thing, and to push this word, okay, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai. And double honors and salutations and blessings unto the elect, man. Those that go out there being an example of righteousness, that's showing the breakdowns and the full-fledged sacrifices that we give to make our calling and election sure. All right? That shalom unto you.